Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to Auntie Derek's Daytime Tea. And today is Friday, November 1st. I cannot believe it's November already. Where is this year going? Like, this year is on crack. 2000 2024 has somewhere to be, clearly. I cannot believe it's November. We only have 2 months left in this year. So I guess that cliche shit they always say, make it count, baby. I've been trying my hardest. We all trying out here to make it count. But whoo, baby. I don't know about y'all, but it's definitely been a trying time for me this year. And I'm looking forward to what 2025 has to bring. So that's that on that. So we're gonna go ahead and start off with some sherry tea and get the sherry tea out of the way. Now, you know that you can go to sherryshowtv.com. So sherryshowtv.com, and you'll see a real good time giveaway where Sherry's giving away a trip to Jamaica this week. You'll put your email in and then you'll put in the word of the day. So the word of the day today is beach. So Beach, beach. So y'all go ahead and hopefully you'll win that good trip on Sherry. It was a pretty good show today. Let me look at my notes. So she started off with saying that Gail King, she enjoys watching Gail King on CBS in the mornings, and she said that Gail King steals her style. Like, okay, girl. Gail King steals her style. She showed that where Gail King had a chance to interview Tina Knowles. So I haven't seen that interview, but I'm definitely going to look forward to watch it. Then she talked about Gabourey Sidibe being a new mom and barely having time to like take care of herself when it comes to taking care of her new twin babies. So Gabourey actually hired a nanny, and she's feeling a way about that nanny because she doesn't want the kids to be more attached to the nanny as she is to her. So she shared some words of affirmation and pretty much was like, "Girl, you are the mama. The nanny, no nanny can take your place. You step in, and you the mom. So what you say goes. The nanny's just paid help." And so on and so on. So I thought that was a really nice message that she gave her. Then she talked about 50 Cent mentioning Eminem, how Eminem declined to go on tour one year because he wanted to spend more time with his daughter Haley. And at the time, 50 Cent didn't understand it. He was like, why wouldn't you want to get this money, this, and that? But he realized it when he was able to go to Haley's wedding. 50 Cent was a guest at Haley's wedding, and he saw Eminem walk Haley down the aisle. And he was like, "Okay, now I understand it because I can't believe we're at this girl's wedding. She's an adult and she's grown now, and time flies, and so on and so on." So, it's no secret that 50 Cent doesn't have the best relationship with his eldest son. So, I believe his name is Marcus or Marquez. But yeah, there's been some y'all can even Google it if you want to. 50 Cent son and how 50 Cent son had sued him and a bunch of other craziness. So yeah, he wouldn't understand it. So that's that on that. Then he talked about, Sherry talked about Aldous Hodge's fine ass. So this North Carolina native, now he's from a place called Onslow County. I personally have never heard of this area of North Carolina, me being a Durham native and all. But if they make men look like this in Onslow County, baby, I need to find out where that is. But she talked about how he is gracing the cover of the newest edition of Essence magazine, looking like a snack, honey. And I mean, he looks like a snack. So I just shared a picture on slide 3, and you can see this really nice cover of Mr. Aldous Hodge. So next that was on Sherry's show, she actually had a really, really good interview with the girls from The Real Housewives of Potomac. She interviewed both Karen Huger and Giselle Bryant. I was giggling the entire interview because they were just so shady and it was just fun to watch. I couldn't even really take a lot of notes during this interview because I was too busy laughing. But the notes that I did take, Karen and Giselle talked about being frenemies for over a decade. And Karen feels that some of the girls was talking about her because Karen was saying how she's watching with the rest of the fans. Like she doesn't even though she's filming it, she's watching the fresh show after editing and all that, and she's seeing a lot of the girls talk about her in their confessionals. And Sharon said that she feels that a lot of girls talk about her and like to throw her under the bus because they have no storyline. And she said Ashley by name. So I thought that was funny. And then Giselle, she talked about Stacey Rush going through a divorce but still being in the same house. And she said that she believes that sends the wrong message to the children, as if like mommy and daddy are going to get back together when they have no plans of doing so. So that was that on that. Then Sherry brought out oh, and I even have a picture to share of Giselle and Cameron before I move on. So they glam team got them together, hun. They both look really, really good. Karen especially, and Giselle, with her past fashion choices, she actually looked pretty cute as well. But woo, something happened. I don't know if like maybe her daughters got a hold of her wardrobe or something. But Giselle's been looking okay. Like usually, I'm the first couple of seasons of Real Housewives of Potomac, Giselle was like probably the most tackiest out of the cast. It was a mess to witness. But she's looking cute now. She's too pretty of a girl to be walking around looking a mess like that. And now the next thing that and the next and last thing we'll be talking about with the Sherry Show today was actor Sinqua Walls. He was able to get on the Sherry couch, looking like the snack that he is. I really, really like him as an actor. So a lot of people may know him from Power, where he paid his character was Kanan's son. I liked his work that he did on that Soul Train series where he played Don Cornelius. I thought he did a really, really good job with that. And even that terrible remake of White Men Can't Jump, he was in that alongside that terrible Jack Harlow. I just don't see it for that little ugly white boy. I want no parts of it. And I thought it was very unfortunate that a talented Sinqua Walls had to share the screen with someone with not as much talent. So, but I still watched it to support him. But I didn't know that Sinqua, he has a love for boxing. He's been boxing for a long time and says that his boxing is like his quote unquote acting therapy. And he talked about meeting Denzel Washington at a gym in LA. He also said that 50 Cent, my man, is like a big brother, and the cast of Power was like a big family. So he's going to be in a new Netflix movie called Carry On with Jason Bateman that comes out on Netflix on, I think they said December 14th, December 12th or December 14th, one of them. So I was busy making coffee, so I didn't get a chance to like really record the date right. But I know it's going to be in the middle of December sometime. So he's Sinqua says that the movie is going to be so good, it's going to keep you at the edge of your seat. He compared it to Die Hard because especially with it coming out around the time with Christmas. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing. I'm definitely gonna plan to watch it, stream it, and support this talented brother, talented fine brother. All right, so that's it for the Sherry Show tea. So let's get into some tea time, honey. So now the first story that I have, I'm sharing a link from CNN because I like to always start off with some Diddy news. And you'll see that the headline says grand jury in Sean Diddy Combs case hearing from witness who claims he has footage of Combs potentially victimizing celebrities. Now this is actually very interesting. I'm just going to read a little bit from this. So it says jurors on Thursday, so yesterday, were expected to hear from a witness who claims he's in possession of videos that allegedly contain footage of celebrities potentially being victimized by Combs. Attorney Ariel Mitchell told CNN that one of her clients who was summoned to testify in front of the grand jury yesterday. The client, a man who CNN decided to keep anonymous, he has not filed any suits against Combs and he's not claiming to be a victim of his alleged misconduct, but he is a witness. and he has information and evidence about accusations of sexual abuse and other misconduct by Combs, some of which allegedly involve celebrities. So this is actually really, and that's pretty much. I was going to share a story about some girl who is I think John Legend's attorney or something like that, and she claimed to have witnessed even somebody came at her sideways at one of Diddy's celebrity parties. But and that story really wouldn't tell us anything that we don't already know. So I just decided not to even share it today. But I did think this was pretty interesting. Calvin, hey boo, welcome. So I'm just running my mouth going through these stories. Now the next story I have for y'all. Now this I was just shaking my head when I read this. So on Wednesday, I shared a story about Megan Thee Stallion's attorneys suing all the bloggers who were spreading misinformation about her. And Milagro Grams was one of the people that was named first, who's Megan team is going after. So what we learned today is that the people who are representing Milagro is actually also working with Tory Lanez working on his appeal. So I'm just going to read a little clip from this. So it says the nonprofit law firm assisting Tory Lanez now has a new client. Unite the People confirmed that it will represent Milagro Grams. Her real name is Milagro Elizabeth Cooper, as she is sued by Megan Thee Stallion. According to Rolling Stone, the group is also representing Lane's legal name Daystar Peterson as he appeals his conviction for shooting the Houston rapper, Megan Thee Stallion. Milagro Elizabeth Cooper has been served a lawsuit making a lot of false claims against her, professional conduct in an attempt to stop her from reporting the Daystar Peterson case, shared the organization in a statement to Rolling Stone. Unite the People Inc. was founded and exists to fight the I'm sorry, United the People Inc. was founded and exists to fight on behalf of the disadvantaged, the small, and the powerless against these Goliath organizations, corporations, or celebrities that want to push around and bully the Davis of the world. Baby, they tried it. They tried it. It's too much evidence out here that shows that this girl spread misinformation, and now they want to. It's like, what are y'all doing? This is not a good look for your nonprofit. So I will continue to follow this story and see what comes up. But Milagro, she about to be just like Tasha K, and she about to come out them pockets. I'm telling you. Hello, good. That's right, Calvin. Good. Now, the next story that I have kind of piggybacks off of another story that I shared on Wednesday. So we learned on Wednesday that 50 Cent was throwing shade at Amari Hardwick when Amari felt that because he was the face of stars, because he played Ghost on Power, he was asking for a pay raise, and 50 Cent pretty much said that he overvalues himself as an actor and he doesn't really even have any new projects to be excited about. Well, his co-star Naturi Naughton, who plays Tasha on not only Power, but she also played it in the spinoff Power Book 2, she actually found that 50's comments were a little insane, and she even said that I have a clip that I'm going to share, and we're going to listen to this together. One second, let me share my screen. And we're just gonna let this quick ad show because I don't have YouTube Premium. I'm not balling like that.
Were you content with the way that Power Book 2 ended? Like, how
Oh
did you
my
feel about
goodness, I was emotional about Power Book 2 ending. It's definitely hard to say goodbye. A series that I was on for 10 years. But I actually think it ended really well. And there's also a little cliffhanger because you never know.
Right.
You might see Tasha again. You just never know. So keep watching.
So we gotta throw it out there. 50 Cent is trending again, and 50 was like, listen, me and Omari are not on good terms, and Omari is quite frankly overvaluing himself. We've had the
I
conversation.
just heard that. That's insane to me. Amari is literally the epitome of power. Amari Hardwick started this amazing, like the journey. And I don't know all of what happened with 50 and O, but I'll say this. I love Amari Hardwick. He's an amazingly talented human, and he's also a good person. But there would be no power without Ghost, right? So,
Right.
I hope that they can find love and peace between each other, because much love to 50 and to O.
Gonna throw it out there. He asked for more money. I can't remember the exact figures.
Okay.
I mean,
I don't know their checks.
No, no, no,
I got my money though.
Well,
I know they paid me.
I mean, do you feel like you guys made a pretty decent penny?
Oh, I definitely did. I fought very hard, and Courtney Kemp, a black female showrunner, fought for us. I mean, the entire network changed the game with how they introduced power to the world. So I do feel, for me, it was a different scenario. But I have so much, again, understanding, love, and support for what everyone's experiences, what he went through. But I definitely feel like
Last. Can you see them reconciling with 50's personality? Can you see them?
Oh, of course. I think 50 is super cool, and he will reconcile at the end of the day with anyone. I mean, he got Taraji in a new show, and when Empire was on, it was beat. I think at the end of the day, it's all love, and we can always do, peace and love. So that's how I feel.
So that was interesting. I thought like I really liked her answer. She pretty much defended Amari, but she didn't throw. She also didn't throw 50 under the bus. She said some kind things about him too. So she said, and she was like, you know what? As far as being paid, I don't know about their money, but I was paid very well. Don't be talking about my man on my platform, okay? He is just misunderstood. So yeah, and I actually had a chance to meet Notori. When was this? It was back in 2015 at Ice T and Coco T's baby shower. And she would not tell you she was such a joy to be around. And I was telling her how much a bigger fan I was of 3LW and her portrayal of Lil Kim. And she was just flattered. She's like, "Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for your support." Really, really nice girl. So I hope to see her in more projects. I think Notori is super, super talented. So, and I hope, like just like she said, you never know what's going to happen. So I hope there's another Power spinoff that we can enjoy. Because whatever it is, I'm going to watch it. I'm going to support my man, my man, my man. Yes, Calvin, I agree. She's gorgeous. All right, and this next story I have now, this is going to be kind of quick because I don't know by now if y'all don't know that there's a Megan Thee Stallion documentary that's streaming on Amazon Prime at the moment called In Her Words. And I had a chance to watch the documentary late last night. And what I'll just say this: if you don't like Tory Lanez, you will definitely hate him and his supporters by the end of this documentary. She did not hold back, and she was naming names, and I appreciate her for it. But a lot of people, I saw a lot of discourse online that a lot of people were kind of shading her because they were talking about how she did an interview with Gayle King and she lied to Gayle King about sleeping with Tory. I have another clip with that we're going to watch together. Let me share my screen. Yes, Calvin. When you see it, you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about. She did not hold back. That trifling Kelsey. Woo, honey. Calvin said he is ugly and 3 inches tall, and I agree 100%. So we're gonna share. I'm just gonna share a little clip from the documentary while Megan talks about how she lied to Gayle King and why she did so. Let me get this video together. Ooh, it looks like it's gonna play an ad first. I apologize in advance.
John was the most incredible person I'd ever met. He was present as a Marine and present as a dad. as a husband. When I was picking up my daughter from daycare, my friend that I would carpool with mentioned that there was an aircraft that went down. In an instant, your life does change. I got this call from
I mean, I
Penalty
know these sites
Towers,
got to pay
and she
bills, but
said, "We're going to
dang,
take
don't
care
nobody
of your
want to see all
mortgage."
these
I'm so
ads.
grateful for that.
Go to T2T.org. It only takes $11 a month to
I ain't
make a
going
positive
nowhere.
impact.
It wouldn't have been a time where anybody would have asked me about fucking somebody, and I would have been like, I would have been like, so okay, yeah, I did that shit. Like, I like to fuck. What about it? But the way, like, they have villainized me for being this type of person, it started to make me second guess myself. Yes, bitch, I lied to Gail King, bitch. First of all, I didn't know that bitch was even gonna ask me about that shit. Bitch, she's always gonna talk about this shooting. Why'd you ask me about fucking Tory? That's not what this is about. Even if I was, I fucked this like once, maybe twice on a drunk night. Bitch, you kept catching me out of my fucking mind. Like, even sometimes they get me off the goddamn track. Like, when they keep talking about the fucking part, I find myself consumed in the fucking part. And I'm like, wait, this is not what this is about.
So yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy. And Megan is absolutely right. Like she had notes. I know now, the type of interviewer Gail King is. She's gonna go there. But I do believe that Megan team sent her notes of what she can and can't ask her. And it was supposed to have been an interview about the shooting and her processing and everything. And then she gonna ask, did you have an intimate relationship? Or did you have sex with Tory Lane? Like, girl, get out her pussy. Now, if Megan would have asked her, was she fucking Gail all them years? Then she would have, or was Gail fucking April all them years? Oh, April, excuse me, Oprah all them years. I'm just so upset that with them, I can't even speak right. Exact. Ask Gail, did she eat Oprah's muff? Exactly. Because quiet as it's kept, there have been rumors for years, and I'm one of them people that believes where there's smoke, there's fire. Them rumors didn't just come from nowhere. So whatever. But yes, Gail, she was very inappropriate for that. And then a lot of people were going there, especially a lot of Tory supporters, like, see, if she lied about that, what else is she lying about? But what I was also happy to see was that Megan had a lot of supporters. Even people, including myself, was saying, yeah, sometimes if you ask me to this day, I'm gonna say I'm a virgin. Because who I had sex with is literally none of your business. And anybody that said that they had sex with me is a bold-faced lie, because I'm going to deny it. Unless it's 50 Cent. I would definitely admit to having sex with 50 Cent if that were to happen. And I'm putting it out in the universe. Hopefully it does happen. Because, that's my man, my man, my man. I don't want help. I want 50 Cent. Calvin just told me to seek help, baby. And I said, I don't want help. I want 50. So that's that on that, and I would recommend that documentary. It was a pretty good watch. It's a little over 2 hours long, and it was good. It's streaming on Amazon Prime now. Now the next story I have is about Laura Govan. So I'm sharing a link. Now, Basketball Wives is like one of the only thing that has sports in the name that I watch faithfully. I live for Basketball Wives. I don't care how corny it has gotten over the years. I'm going to watch. so, so Laura Govan, you may remember her in the early season of the first season of Basketball Wives. She was the one um, that people accused of having an affair with Shaq. She's actually Gilbert Arenas. That's his ex fiance. And it came out like at a really messy dinner that Gloria's sister, Laura, was messing around with Shaq while he was with Shawnee. So that's pretty much that on that. But Laura, she actually has come out to say that Shawnee O'Neal did not create Basketball Wives LA. She only created the Orlando version of when it first came on. But she says, and she was on an interview with Carlos King. I actually do not plan on watching this interview. I'm not that big of a fan of Laura to watch any of her interviews, but I did think this was pretty interesting. And she says, and I quote, she, talking about Shawnee O'Neal, did not create Basketball Wives LA. That's not true. She didn't. My sister and I, talking about her sister Gloria, my sister and I started the whole process. The whole entire process. We are the ones that brought the girls to begin with. I remember having breakfast at the Cheesecake Factory trying to bring on Jackie Christie. Like me, like me and my sister brought Basketball Wives LA to VH1. All the interviews were taken at my house in the Bay. This started years ago, and she had just had Basketball Wives Miami. We started Basketball Wives LA. It was a separate entity. So Laura is taking credit for her and her sister starting Basketball Wives LA. I just thought that was pretty interesting. She might be truthful about that though. No shade. Like, especially if they were doing interviews at her house and all that. But these girls were not interested enough to keep them on the show. And you see, they even just brought Laura back and what they had to talk about. She has no storyline. They had to talk about her writing her book and her quote unquote alleged affair with Shaq. So even if you did start a girl, you didn't stay on there long enough to even make an impact. So that's that on that. And I'm sure y'all probably have seen by now that Young Thug is actually being released from jail. This news announced yesterday. So people are saying that he entered a guilty plea in his YSL RICO case. And what I'm going to share is a link of people who were celebrating. A whole bunch of problematic celebrities were sharing were really happy about his release. Ooh, let me make sure this link is showing right. I don't like the way this preview looks, so I'll just go ahead and share my screen with this one. But we're just gonna see some of the celebrities who are happy that he's up. Personally, if it was up to me, especially after reading the details of this case of about he done murdered people and what he put all these people's families through, I would have kept his ass in jail. But he was able to get out, and he has a so he, originally he said he pleaded not guilty, but then he switched his plea and pleaded guilty to his role in criminal street gang activity. He also pleaded no contest to conspiracy to violate the RICO Act and leading a criminal street gang, whatever that means. But he was. They said that his trial was the longest trial in Georgia history. And in addition to him getting out, he does have to serve 15 years of probation. Now, if he violates his probation in any way, then he will be serving 20 years in jail. But let's just take a look at who who was celebrating his release. A bunch of problematic people, I tell you that. So it starts off with, so I'm sharing a link with hiphopdx.com. You see Kanye, Drake. So this is Kanye. Young Thug will go home today on time serving 15 years probation. That's from Kanye. Drake shared a picture of him and listened to one of his songs. His bird of a girlfriend, Mariah the Scientist. You know she was happy. Talking about some thank you, God. Thank you, God. Don't you thank God for that mess, girl? Who else? Travis Scott, his ugly ass. Nicki Minaj, child, her crazy ass. Metro Boomin, and look with the news we just heard about him, he might want to be quiet. Quavo, who else we got on this thing here? DJ Mustard. I don't know who. Let me see. Oh, Jay Electronica, Kid Cudi of all people, Ti, girl, bye, and Sexy Red talking about they let Twin out, girl. Anyway, so yeah, so it seems like a lot of celebrities, including the problematic ones, are very happy about his release. I predict that he's going to violate that probation because even when you on, so I wish I had an attorney here to correct me, but even when you're on probation, especially somewhere like the state of Georgia, you can't even smoke no weed, and he is literally a stoner. He has a song about it. So yeah, Calvin said no comment. I know that's right. So that's that on that. I'll continue to follow, what happens next, but yeah, I predict he's going to violate that probation. 15 years is a very, very long time. And I just feel like with black men's history with law enforcement and stuff, it's going to be very easy for him. He's going to be very watched. He's going to they're going to find a way for him to violate the probation. But I hope he doesn't. Whatever. I don't know. Keep his ass in jail. I don't care. Now, the next story I have is going to be another clip that we're going to watch together, but I'm also going to share this link from People Magazine. So Wendell Pierce actually left a World Series game. He walked out of the World Series game. I don't know shit about no sports ball, but Wendell Pierce is apparently a fan of the sport. And what he says happened to him, he actually tweeted about this. He says, "Unfortunately, I just left the Yankees game because I was talking to a Dodgers fan and people were throwing things at me. Unruly, obnoxious people can ruin everything. The worst experience ever. The game and experience is of no significance now. The spirit of sports ends with the ugliness of humanity." Then he goes on to say, "The fact that some suburban hoo-haws came to the Yankee Stadium to act an ass completely ruins the artistry of Cole pitching a no-hitter into the fifth or Freeman with a 4-game consecutive home run streak, both in the World Series." He said, "It will mean nothing to me because all I remember will be the obnoxious fans I had to avoid." Now, I don't know what in the hell he was talking about with those stats he was talking. I don't do sports ball, but I felt bad for him. And he looked like, when you see, I'm going to share my screen, but he looked like he was excited to be there. And the creator of this platform, Chat Mosa, Happy, she actually had a World Series watch party. So I was in there to support, but I didn't know what the hell I was looking at. But we're gonna just watch a little quick clip when he first got there, and he looks excited, but unfortunately he didn't have a good time.
So as I said, we're losing the home team. Now it's back to New York, Yankee Stadium. Game 5. Do or die. Here we are. Rematch between the ace pitchers on both of their staffs. Great night with some baseball here in New York City at Yankee Stadium.
Okay, that's enough of that. So yeah, but he looked like he was ready to have a good time, but unfortunately he had to leave because he was talking to a Dodgers fan and fans was not thank you. But yeah. But what I will say about Wendell Pierce, that is a good looking 60-year-old man. That skin of his, he looks good. So he better work. And the next story I have, so Jamie Foxx is getting back on the stage to do stand up. I'm going to share another People magazine link. And you'll see the headline says Jamie Foxx sets release date for comedy special about his health scare, the story we've been waiting for, and it's going to be titled Jamie Foxx, What Had Happened Was ... And it's going to be streaming on Netflix coming in December. So I'm definitely going to watch, and we can here's another little clip I wanted to share. We can watch a little preview of that. You should see my screen. So we're going to just watch this little quick clip announcing this.
I said, if I can stay funny, I can stay alive. I'm back.
So yeah, I'll definitely be watching. I like Jamie Foxx. I like his stand up. I don't think he's done stand up in a while now. So this is going to be available to stream on December 10th on oh, not you. It's okay, Captain. I understand. I'll watch for you. How about that? There's that. And in other news, another great, it was just announced earlier today that Eddie Murphy will be playing he will be playing George Clinton in a biopic. And I'm going to share this link here. It looks like I got a lot of stories from People Magazine today. Oh no, I didn't. I just shared the same one about Jamie Foxx. My bad. This is a variety.com link. My mistake. And you'll see the headline says Eddie Murphy to play George Clinton in biopic from Dreamgirls director Bill Condon. So Bill Condon, who directed Dreamgirls, he will be directing this George Clinton biopic. It doesn't have a title just yet, but Eddie Murphy's production company will be behind it as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing this. So it looks like it's going to be streaming on Amazon Prime. So good for him. And when I tell you I live for some Eddie Murphy, that's an Aries King right there. A talented Aries King. Can't nobody say nothing bad to me about no Eddie Murphy. And believe it or not, even though with all the craziness going on, it was actually a slow news day. Because I only have one more story. And the last story I have to share, it appears that Sexy Red is not the Trump supporting harlot that we thought she was. She shared on her Twitter earlier today, and I am sharing a screenshot of the tweet. She said, I just voted. Don't tell us what to do with our coochies. Hashtag Kamala for president. So yes, girl, her coochie pink, her booty hole is brown, and neither one of them are regulated. Thank you for your services, Sexy Red. So I'm actually I ain't gonna lie because I I'm not gonna say I'm a fan, but I do like a lot of her music. That shit knocks in the club. You got to give her that. And then when she started saying all that Trump support and shit, I was just kind of like, mm. So I kind of put a pause to listening to her music. But this was actually very refreshing to see to me. He said, "Fuck her dirty ass." I'm sure she would like that. Don't threaten her with a good time. So yeah, I, I'm 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 happy to see it. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm happy. I'm refreshed to see that she's not a Trump supporting harlot like I thought she was. So that was all the tea I had for today. So before I head out, Calvin, did you have any tea that you wanted to share or any news that I may have missed? Okay. Well, thank you so much for supporting today. And shout out to all of those who are not able to listen live but are listening at a later time. I will be back on Monday with fresh tea and off again Tuesday because Tuesday will be election day. But then after the election, we'll be back at the 5 day a week schedule. So thank y'all for putting up with me. I know y'all been missing tea on Tuesdays and Thursdays ever since I've been going out there doing the work. But we got to make sure we get that girl in office. I'm doing everything that I can on my end. So y'all make sure y'all go out and vote. Thank you so much for supporting Auntie Derek's Daytime Tea, and y'all enjoy the rest of your day.